I'm Page Hayhurst, Executive Director of the Virginia Living Museum, here with two amazing volunteers that make the Living Museum really special, and Courtney and Brad Halcums, otherwise known as Double Trouble. You have been at the museum for some time and in lots of different areas. What keeps you coming back?
Meeting different folks, and the staff is of course great because they put up with a lot of our not shenanigans, but our idiosyncrasies, some would say.
So you must have some good staff stories.
Well, we do have a few. There was one. Well, Pam can better tell that. We went on a cave trip when.
Well, we had been in the Fountain Cave, which is a wild cave, and it had been really rainy, but we went through the cave trip anyway. And usually the stream bottom is very dry, but this time it was very filled. And as soon as we get in the cave, I sit smack dab in the very freezing cold water, and I'm like trying to dry out the whole time. Well, they really did everything they could to make me feel comfortable and make me feel better.
Does help to have a good sense of humor when you spend so much time together, but you said you don't always volunteer together unless it's events. So events are one area. Tell me about some of the other areas where you work here.
Well, both of us occasionally work in the collections department, and Pam will do things such as you'll repair items that are broken. I might help pulling objects for our science educators. But since we're both retired, I don't think we could work together all the time, together everywhere, because I see her a lot everywhere. So.
And you're retired from?
I was an elementary school librarian, 30 years.
And I was a civilian. I worked for the U.S. Navy, and I worked for the U.S. Coast Guard, both in accounting, and therefore I'm really into keeping things in order.
So what attracted you to the Living Museum?
Well, we were members in the 70s when it was the Peninsula Science Center. And we would go on the day trips and the safaris. We really enjoyed those. And we figured out that is a great place to see places and get the educational background, which I love to learn. And so that's how we kind of started.
But that was another story that reminds me. One of our first trips we took with the museum was down to Dismal Swamp. And we had two vans. And that's where we found out too that we could actually donate to the museum, because at one time the vans were separated and there was a question of, well, who's where? And so they said, well, if you want to donate some money, we could probably get some walkie-talkies and, community.
I have walkie-talkies, so thank you. And you've done that one step further, including us in your estate plans. Thank you very much. What led to that decision?
Well, we don't have children. My nieces and nephews are all grown. My brother, I'm the baby of the family, so we thought, you know what, we really have to think about what we want to do with our money when we die, and let's do something useful that everybody can enjoy. And I love education, so this is a better place.
That's terrific. Well,
Yeah.
Brad, one of the places where you work is the Virginia Garden, where we're standing now. Is one of your jobs chasing away the rabbits like the one we just saw?
It is. They do want to share, but of course the rabbits sometimes don't know their limits, and they'll just do too much. For our, we do propagation, and of course we want to share with our guests who come in to see what the people would have grown 400 years ago.
Great. Well, and we call those rabbits extra volunteers.
Oh, extra.
And what a legacy you've left for the community at the Virginia Living Museum. Thank you so much for everything that you do here.
You're welcome. We enjoy it.